Hey guys, I'm just re-uploading this video with better audio because before it was way too quiet, so if you wonder why, then that's why. Hey, as you can probably tell from the title, this video is going to be about Tourette syndrome, or more specifically, what Tourette's feels like. More specifically than that, what Tourette's tics feel like. And I do personally have Tourette syndrome, which if you don't know me and you don't really know a lot about Tourette's, you might think, no you don't, because I don't have it exactly how like the stereotypical person with Tourette's, I don't know why I'm doing air quotes, would have it. Like, you'd imagine someone just shouting out the F word and swearing and ticking constantly. That's not really how the condition affects me, but I'm going to talk about how it affects me after I've talked about the thing that you probably clicked on the video to find out about, which was what it feels like to have Tourette's. And obviously I can only speak for myself, because I genuinely don't know if other people with Tourette's feel like the example I'm about to use, or the explanation, like, relates to how they feel, or if it's just how I feel and we all experience it differently. I don't know, I'm only talking about how it feels for me. The most common explanation of what tics feel like is like an itch you need to scratch, and that does make some sense because I'm itching now because like it's like your brain and your body says like right here, yeah, itch right here, and then you do it and then the itch goes, and that's kind of like a tic. Like if I felt like I needed to tick like that, my brain's like, yeah, right here, tick like that, you need to, and I feel like I need to, and I do it and it goes away, and it's kind of like that, and it would be uncomfortable not to. So that kind of works, but I've kind of thought of a different explanation. And in this example, say we have a stress ball, and it might be that you don't particularly like stress balls, and that you don't like find them nice to squeeze, but it's probably a bit more like easy to relate to and imagine that you did. So imagine you love stress balls. You love squeezing them because you like the feeling, yeah? And then imagine that you didn't have one, but you kind of felt an urge to have that feeling, that pleasurable, like relieve stress, and like it's like you feel like you need to feel the feeling. You feel me? But yeah, you feel an urge to feel the feeling of squeezing the stress ball, and you don't have one, and it's not that you want to see yourself squeezing it, it's not that you want to know that you're squeezing it, it's not that you want other people to see that you're squeezing it, it's just in your hand. Imagine even like getting kind of worked up and just like you start imagining what it would feel like if you had that, and your brain starts teasing you, and like you really need that, you really need the stress ball. It like you can almost feel it in your hand, but it's not there, and it's just like such an urge to have it. And that, I don't know what I'm saying, that's kind of like a tic, because say if I felt like I needed to nod my head like that, which is a tic that I do have, it's like if I don't do it, that's like when I don't have the stress ball, and it feels bad because I feel like I really need it, and it's kind of frustrating and like not satisfied, like unsatisfied, or you know, and then that's when you're trying to suppress the tic, and then when you have it and you squeeze it, that's when you do the tic, and then the urge goes away. But like for me, like sometimes I watch those like on Instagram, sometimes there's like videos of people like playing with slime and stuff and squeezing it. It's meant to be relaxing to watch, but when I watch it, it just gets me kind of like like tense and stuff, because I feel like I need to squeeze it as well, and that's how I kind of came up with this example, because like it's not just like, oh, I'd like to do that, but it's like you kind of like you feel really tense and bad, and like you need to feel the feeling feeling. It's about the feeling, basically. Okay, maybe I'm not so great at explaining this. I stopped mid-video to go get a snack. But yeah, how Tourette syndrome affects me personally. I am, like, my tics aren't that noticeable most of the time to other people, like strangers or like on my videos. Yeah. And that's for a few reasons. Firstly, a lot of them are very subtle or easy to hide. One tic I have that I've just recently developed is I have to touch my teeth together really gently and slowly, and like no one's gonna notice that. And also, like sometimes I feel like I have to go like this, but like if I'm just talking and I go like that, and just like no one really notices it as a tic. They just think it's just a normal, I'm just like scratching my face or something. Also, I kind of have learned over the years, because I've had tics since I was like 5, so I've kind of learned to control them to some extent, and like I can suppress them and control them quite well. So if I was like in a meeting or something, like I could stop myself from ticking, basically. Like, not always, but a lot of the time, or like hide it very well. Yeah. And like the bigger tics I have, like nodding my head like that, stuff very noticeable. That they only really, like the bigger tics only act up when I'm more relaxed and I'm not like trying hard to suppress my tics. Because like if I put in a bit of effort throughout the day, if I was going for an interview or something, then when I get home I'm not going to have that effort to try and stop myself from ticking, so I start ticking a little bit, and then my brain's like, oh yeah, tics, do that more, and then they like flare up more. So for me it's like more when I'm on my own and relaxed, they're worse, and I think that's quite odd. I think a lot of people have it the other way around. They don't tic that much when they're at home watching TV, but they do if they were going out in a stressful situation like an interview. So I'm just weird. Sometimes when I do tic, say I'm like in bed or something, I'm just on my own, and like I'm not trying to control my tics, so I do tic once and then I kind of get stuck, and often I can get like stuck doing this for like what feels like ages, like probably like a couple of minutes, which is actually a pretty long time to be nodding your head for. Also, things can like trigger my tics, like certain sounds or movements or phrases of words I hear other people say. Like if anyone else is talking and they talk about rolling their eyes at someone or something, then my eyes just, they roll. And yeah, as I said, I am quite good at like controlling my tics, but then sometimes like if I'm really stressed or I'm in a situation where I know I really shouldn't tic, like for example once I was riding my bike and I just knew it would be like the worst time to close my eyes, so my eyes just like locked shut for ages. This was when I was quite young, and then I crashed my bike. A lot of people are like so yeah, there is like a huge misconception out there that like everyone with Tourette's is like the worst case scenario, where it's like swearing and hitting themselves, and like I suppose it's because those are the people that you like see on TV and stuff, because no one wants to see someone like me on TV because it's just boring, isn't it? But yeah, I think obviously when it comes to Tourette's awareness, people with more severe cases, it's probably for them, they need the awareness more, because like if you're like potentially might shout bomb in an airport or something, you could end up putting yourself in danger, and obviously how it affects me isn't going to put me in danger, so like the awareness isn't really needed for me. I don't think that, but just like if you want to know about the condition and you want to like know the truth and be a bit more educated, then you can listen to me and know that it's not all swearing. And like a lot of people think Tourette's is like so hilarious and funny, and I'm sure in some certain circumstances, and like there are probably some funny jokes and stuff, and people with the condition that swear a lot probably laugh at themselves, and it can be funny. But like people that think the whole condition is just hilarious, like, do you realise most of us are just at home blinking a lot? Like it's not that interesting. So yeah, sorry this has been a bit of a ramble, and I haven't been using my good camera because I can't be bothered to. But if you have any questions, or you want me to make a video related to this on a certain topic, or whatever, you have any suggestions, let me know in the comments. If you have Tourette's and you have a better way of explaining what it feels like, leave that in the comments as well. And give me a thumbs up. That's not an option, you have to. And subscribe, because